Listen closely to this. Every time you swipe a card, hand over cash, or click a button to purchase an item, you are not actually spending money. You are spending the exact amount of life energy it took to earn that money. Consider this reality for a moment. We often look at numbers on a screen and see them purely as mathematics, a balance going up, a balance going down. But wealth, in its truest form, is not mathematics. It is a biological accounting of your time on this earth. When we finally internalize this, the very foundation of how we view the world begins to shift. Welcome to a deeper conversation about the quiet mechanics of wealth and mindset. As we navigate this, remember the most important rule of financial awakening: no blame, no shame. We must release the guilt associated with our past financial decisions. Guilt is a heavy, useless emotion that keeps us paralyzed in old habits. We cannot shame ourselves into true wealth. We can only observe our conditioning, understand it, and then calmly dismantle it. Most of us are operating on outdated software. We are running the financial scripts written by the generations that came before us. Many of us grew up in environments where survival and hard work were the only metrics of success. In families built by relentless effort, where parents sacrificed everything to push their children ahead, money often became the absolute priority. It had to be. But in that fierce pursuit of security, the accumulation of wealth sometimes took precedence over emotional bonding. Time was traded for survival. Notice how we inherit these exact views. We grow into adults who equate purchasing power with safety and consumption with reward. We develop a reflex, a habit of saying, "I want this, therefore I will buy it." We do this without ever calculating the invisible cost. But to break this generational cycle, to build a different future for the next generation without depriving them of joy, we do not need to work harder. We simply need to reprogram the mind. We need to look at the exact same world from an entirely different perspective. Here is the paradox of modern advertising. The billboards, the targeted algorithms, the endless commercials, they are not selling products, they are selling the illusion of joy. They convince us that if we just acquire the next gadget, the newer car, the larger mortgage, we will finally capture that elusive feeling of satisfaction. But let us examine the true cost of buying things simply because we can. When you purchase out of habit, you are bringing a silent partner into the transaction, the finite hours of your life and the life of your partner. Imagine a man approaching his 40th birthday. If we calculate the average lifespan and subtract the hours spent sleeping, eating, and managing basic human maintenance, he might have just over 300,000 waking hours left to live. 300,000 hours. When you frame life in those terms, the numbers stop being abstract. They become terrifyingly real. When you realize that every unnecessary purchase requires someone to leave their home, experience stress, and burn through their remaining 300,000 hours just to pay for it, the desire for extra clutter simply dissolves. You begin to realize that thoughtless consumption is not just a drain on your bank account, it is a drain on your actual life force, and simultaneously a burden on the very planet we inhabit. This philosophy is not about budgeting. Budgeting is often framed as a restrictive diet for your wallet. It feels like deprivation. But this is about mastering the art of supreme satisfaction. It is about extracting the maximum amount of joy from every single unit of life energy you spend. If you only remember one thing, let it be this heavy, clarifying question. If you knew you were going to die next year, how would you spend that remaining time? Would you spend it maintaining a house filled with things you rarely touch? Would you spend it agonizing over a car payment you cannot comfortably afford? Or would you spend it cultivating deep, meaningful connections, sitting in quiet peace, and experiencing the world on your own terms? Western culture pushes a relentless materialist agenda. We live in a society that quietly looks down on those who refuse to play the game, those who drive older cars, who live in smaller homes, who refuse to drown in debt just to maintain a polished facade. We are pressured to keep up with the manufactured lives of celebrities and neighbors, trading our genuine freedom for the illusion of status. But true financial freedom is not about being a penny pincher. It's not about denying yourself the things you genuinely need or love. It is about ruthless elimination of the things you don't. It is about waking up and realizing that money, in its essence, is not happiness. It is simply a tool that can either be used to build a prison of debt or a fortress of freedom. The wealthy, the truly wealthy, not those drowning in liabilities, understand this. They don't buy things to impress people they don't care about. They buy their time back. They buy autonomy. They buy the luxury of walking away from a desk they despise or a situation that drains their peace. They protect those remaining 300,000 hours with fierce dedication. Take a moment to let that settle in your mind. Your life energy is your most precious asset. Guard it. Reprogram your definitions of joy and success. Choose satisfaction over clutter and time over unnecessary labor. Step away from the noise of the culture and step into the quiet power of intentional living. If this brought you clarity, consider subscribing. We explore the quiet mechanics of wealth and mindset every week. Until next time.
Listen closely to this. Every time you